Don't play style again.
All right. Silly of you to think that you could ever test overall. We will kill you. Silly of you to think that you could ever test the overall. We will kill you. They're just some jump on. I know that over all of the done you in a cloud. What could it be in you that people see? What could it be? Oh, overall, oh, oh.
Say she want the farmer man. Yeah, man, I thought it's a representative. Me, I said check me up on the overall settings. This.
Yeah, you know it's your boy Jack and straight out of Canada and overall setting.
Yo, this is the girl Joey Brooks, and I'll be on Overall Settings podcast.
I represent for Overall Podcast. You know, Overall Settings Podcast. See?
Please get the president. I know I represent for Overall Settings that develop the resident.
I will be on Overall Settings.
And the Overall Settings Podcast.
People, you know it's the Overall Settings Podcast.
Overall Settings give thanks every day.
Overall Settings.
Overall Settings Podcast.
I will be live on Overall Settings.
Overall Settings. Pow, 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 pow. Way ho. Pow, 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 pow. Not because you're over there and I'm here, I'm with you. My heart, my soul, my love lies, you burn deep within, and my heart is with you, and my soul is with you, and the love we have goes down and on, yeah.
Yeah. Overall settings, the podcast that differs, and we differ in so many different ways. Like when I actually first came up with that whole catchphrase, I did not know that we would differ in the manner in which we differ in. I said it, I stood on it, I believed in it. A lot of times pioneers embark on journeys, and when they embark on journeys, you might just want to go to the store to get a slice of bread or a loaf of bread, and you stumble upon something that you did not even know was there awaiting you. And that's how pioneers come into play. I'm not taking any credit or all of the credit for what we've been able to accomplish as a unit, but to stay right here from very humble beginnings in Philadelphia, not have any knowledge of doing YouTube and reach so many different iconic figures around the world, whether it be icons who have already paid their dues, the present icons of today are the future icons of tomorrow, and tonight is no different. Every show that I do excites me more and more, and they always say you're only as good as your last show. My last show was about 3 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? So, having the opportunity to be here with not one, but two beautiful women who have a island background, a West Indian background, who love music as much as I do. It's just so many different things to rant and rave about at this moment. You know what I mean? I feel like one of the luckiest persons in the world right now to be on this live, and being able to witness what's about to happen. I think I've only said the word Korea probably like 3 or 4 times in my life. You know what I mean? So to actually be talking to somebody who's in Korea on a platform that we started 8 months ago, and we've captured their attention by being right here where we are, shows me that we're definitely on the right track. You know, the young lady that took the time out to host has a island background, and it's so ironic that both of these young ladies have ties to the island of Trinidad. I have ties to the island of Trinidad because my children's mother are from Trinidad as well. So when I tell people that this is a spiritual journey that we're all on, I think they kind of don't understand, you know, and oh, get out of here with all of that spiritual stuff. But this is truly a spiritual journey. So, you know, without further ado, I first want to welcome the host because, you know, the host has to help me welcome the guest who's 15 hours ahead of us. So she's already had breakfast. She's already seen the morning news, and she's already got beat the morning rush hour. She's done all of that already, and we're getting ready for it tomorrow morning. You know what I mean? So, you know, without further ado, a very warm overall settings welcome to our returning guest who actually is returning as a host right now, Sayonne. Big up your damn self. Welcome.
Hello. Overall settings family. What's going on, Fico? Thank you for having me on tonight. I'm so happy and ready to interview Cyrilia. I checked out her music, you know. You gotta make sure you say the name right.
Yeah, it's dope.
She's amazing.
I mean,
amazing.
It's like big up Tornado, you know, and you know, everybody that forwarded to this platform has become a part of this extended settings family. And you know, I told you when I refer to you, I'm gonna refer to you as Sayonne Settings. And you know, after tonight, Cyrilia is gonna become a settings member. Tornado has been a settings for quite some time, and he mentioned this young lady to me, and when he mentioned her to me, he was like, yo, me go give you one girl from South Korea, dog, and she body no dog, and you have to understand, you know, dog, that girl is coming like the Korean. You know, when Jamaicans talk, we talk so.
Oh yeah, it's strong.
And yeah, like you, the average person would think we're arguing when we're just saying good morning. Yo, man, everything all right? You know what I mean? So he was like, you know, really, you know, and he linked me with Mooney, and Mooney, you know, had such confidence in this young lady. And when I went over to her Instagram, I was like, wow. And you're a vocalist. So
yeah.
As an artist, I know you're a very hard critic of someone that's in your line of work. And if I'm pretty sure you would have probably found some type of use. You know what? I actually have I'm washing my car. I'm like, but it's
I got something else going on. It's something else.
It's
Make
like
up something.
It's at 10 o'clock at night, you know what I mean? But
right.
You know what I mean? So I knew,
no, but not for this one.
Right. I knew from the minute that you seen her and you opted to do it that she was a special talent. So
yeah, I remember telling you, send me her information. I want to do my own research.
Right.
You know, and I did my own research. And she's an amazing talent. I think everyone will fall in love with her after tonight if they haven't already done so.
Right.
Yeah.
So without further ado, before we bring her on, we have to give people at least an inkling of who we're talking about. So I'm going to drop one of our videos, and then after that, I'm going to give you the pleasure of actually introducing her to the listening public, you know, because you are the guest, and I have a little something about me. You know what I mean? I have some manners. You know what I mean? So this one is called It's Over, Cyrilia.
Oh.
Say your name for me, please.
Cyrilia.
It's
over.
Right. All right, Cyrilia, it's over.
That's right.
the waltz. And if it's anything I hate you too, I'm mad at myself because I knew. When I called, you never said you moved. Oh, she's just a friend, she said, you silly fool. 3 weeks later, something broke down, and I know it's over now. I know it's over now. It's just for fun, it seems like, darling, it's all that you know, that you know. It's just for fun, it seems like, darling, it's over. Hope it was worth the taste of sin, all that we had, you traded in. Just so you know, you burnt me in. I hope you're happier than then. When I left, you said you'd wait for me. So I held my breath for you to say to me. 3 weeks later, something broke down, and I know it's over now. I know it's over now. It's just for fun, it seems like, darling, it's all that you know, that you know. It's just for fun, it seems like, darling, it's over. It's over, it's over. It's over, baby. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's
Cyan, one thing I love about music is that even if that's not true, I believe every word of what she just said. Like I was like, yo,
So do I.
I feel like I watched like my friend breaking up with her boyfriend, or like I'm like I really believe that. So I mean,
Right.
if that was just her just vibing and just writing a song, she's incredible because I felt every bit of what she was saying. I
As did
mean,
I. I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry. She definitely put her heart on her sleeves for that one. But ladies in the makeup, I couldn't let it run.
all right, so ladies and gentlemen, I've already made a stop in Antigua. I jumped on my flight after I left Blessai, came back to Philly, picked up my bag, drove across the turnpike, got into New York, picked up Sayonne, where we've already embarked on our flight,
Yeah.
JFK. We're now landing in South Korea. And when we have landed in South Korea, who are we going to go talk to?
The one and only Cyrilia. But before you bring her on, I gotta give a little bit of stats because I don't think people really know who we're bringing on to the show tonight. This lady right here, this tremendous talent, Born in TNT, Trinidad and Tobago, gotta pick up the country. Based in South Korea, she is a multi-genre independent artist. You ever heard of that before? Have you?
I've never even had anybody liking themselves to that. Like
multi-genre independent. That's hard to do. That's no limits. There's no restrictions
exactly.
musically.
Like, you can go anywhere.
So she's right anywhere. So she's a multi-genre independent artist, singer, songwriter, performer, and activist. The one and only Cyrilia.
A very warm overall settings. Welcome to Cyrilia. That's it. How are you? How are you? Hey, get out of here with those fake tears.
No, for real. Y'all don't make me cry. You know? I don't want to cry.
Yes. You
Okay,
deserve it. You work hard.
I'm going to use my oven mitten to click. First of all, thank you. Before I even came on, before we were doing the sound check and everything coming back, I was just taking in the introduction that you guys made up on overall settings, but all the artists saying overall settings, overall settings, overall settings. One thing was for sure that so many things flashed behind in my mind was this is really hard. And I was saying that's my manager. The people think this is already a hobby, right? And we don't get artists are not taken seriously. Especially, third world artists. We are even looked down on more and not respected as we should be. And it's just like I see all these artists out here trying their thing. And we had a brief conversation before, and he was like, we're not charging the artists for this. We are doing this out of the compassion of our heart because we love music. We love music. And I was blown away, to be honest, by just the efforts of everyone. And then we have this special thing. I was just looking here. I'm in South Korea and I'm just watching everything. And I'm like, yo, we in the Caribbean are so different. We have a thing. I don't even know what it is about us. We have a freaking thing. It's a thing. I can't put my finger on it. And I just want to say thanks for having me here. And Sayonne, you are equally beautiful and talented and moving and hardworking. And I just
Hey yo, I'm the only man on this live. I'm not gonna cry. So you guys need to get it out right now.
It's just a family vibe, I feel.
No, man, I love this energy. And I know. I mean, I I was talking to Sayonne earlier, and I was saying that the spirit navigates me to do everything that I do thus far. So if it even leads me to breathing my last breath, I know that's what it was supposed to be. You know what I mean? So like I just live within the spirit, and when the minute there's been I've had the opportunity and the pleasure of and the blessing of interviewing 200 artists, and when I heard that you were born in Trinidad, the only person that came to my mind was Sayonne, because I knew that she had a Trinidadian connection, and I knew for some reason, without even knowing her, that she was going to give you, the spotlight that you deserve, and everybody's energy was going to kind of resonate with each other. You know what I mean? And the spirit told me to do that. That wasn't me, and that's why I did it, and I see it already working from the post earlier. You know what I mean? To everybody tagging each other in the post, and I knew that. I mean, you got some artists that won't even post their own flyer. Like, I'm doing this. I'm paying money to have your likeness put on, and you won't even post your own flyer. So for another artist to post another artist who's doing the same exact thing that they're doing, it speaks volumes. And I didn't know that you guys were going to do that, but the spirit spoke to me and said, yo, these two women need to be together, and they need to know each other. You're 15, 12, 13 away. So, you know what I mean? If I could just be the catalyst behind these energies connecting, I'm here. I probably won't even say nothing for the rest of this interview. I mean, I might interject and say one and two things, but this is ladies' night, and the
And the
feeling's right.
feeling's right.
Oh
Open
God,
tonight.
so Sayonne, go for it. Cyrilia is here, and I'm here
Yes.
to watch and amazement, and
Okay.
it's gonna happen.
Okay, let's get into the girls chat then. So Cyrilia, before we get into conversation, I just want to let the audience know a little bit more about you. So your name is Cyrilia, but you were born Cyrilia Lopez in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
Now, before I get on to more of your stats, what part of Trinidad and Tobago? Well, what part of Trinidad are you from?
Yeah, that's a complicated part. I consider myself a South child, a South girl, a bush girl, if you will. You know, you're in the bush, you have mango, and you just go in the bush and pick mango. So, for real, yeah. So I spent a lot of my time in the south of Trinidad, Pinal, and then just like my childhood was very, very, very complicated. So I was all over the damn country. I was in Diego Martin, Westmoreland, Glencoe,
Wow.
Tunapuna, Aruka. I don't know if you know all these places, but well,
Yeah.
you are. Yeah, I'm sorry.
My goodness.
Jamaican or the Trinidad.
Jamaican Trini.
You were you were a freaking nomad.
Right. Just up and down.
Yeah.
Wow. So basically all over TNT, all over.
Yeah,
So you claim the whole island. Got it. But now South Korea is your new home. And I did some research and I saw that you started, or you consider yourself to take music seriously around 2012, 2013 in TNT and Champion Sounds. You did some live gig touring in Asia, and then in 2015 you went from Beijing, China, Busan, and now South Korea, and it's your home. What was the transition period like? What made you go from TNT doing your thing, leaving your homeland, to making a drastic change and deciding to go to Asia to tour?
I think every young adult and adolescent would have that time where they come to like, what am I doing with my life? And I really did not get the best choice in my school curriculum. So my subjects were all over. I didn't have like, okay, I studied science, so let me go be a doctor or something. I just had subjects all over. And while I was working a part-time job at Peter Bovell, a computer store, I was like, yo, I cannot do this for the rest of my life. And I love music. So how about I use the computer that's in front of me to search for jobs that were hiring musicians abroad. And that's how I was able to leave Trinidad to go outside here, like overseas, and work. And that song, It's Over, is a real story because I was in a relationship with someone. I was very toxic, but I just had like this feeling like there was nobody else on this island for me but that person there. I was so toxic, but it was like, what else do I do there? This is the best I could have found. I found ever. And so when I leave Trinidad, and I was leaving for 1 year to do this Asia tour and thing, a friend of mine was like, yo, so you guys broke up? I'm like, no, we didn't break up. I'm like, well, this person is in the bar here, the bar that everyone knows you two are together making out with somebody. Like, oh, what? It was only 3 weeks. Yeah, so what I'm saying, 3 weeks later, something broke down. That's what broke down. That was
my goodness.
Anyway, so yeah, that song does put me in the feels too. Anyway, I didn't have a freaking reason to come back to Trinidad because I was like, well, out here anyway, I'm getting paid better. The crowd respects my artistry more. I don't have to box myself into doing only soca, only reggae, only dancehall. And I was being paid more, which is important because you had to start paying your way through life as an adult. So yeah, I didn't have that relationship. I have no strong relations with my family. It was just like a all mess. And I was like, let me just stay here, network, build myself. And I found a man. I find a man.
Aww.
I get married. I make a child. And that's how I moved
That's
here.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, is there anything that you miss about TNT? And then also, even though you decided to make the change and you said, okay, well, I'm getting paid more, they respect my artistry, I'm loving it, I found love, I got a child. But was it a cultural shock for you? Be honest, a little bit.
Yes, of course it was. I never leave the Caribbean since before 2014. That's the first time I ever left the Caribbean. I traveled only to Jamaica once, and I stopped off in the airport in the Barbados. I didn't even go to Barbados. I just stopped in the airport. And then I went to St. Lucia once, and at the time I was a worship leader in church. So that's how I was able to travel to these countries, and I have to say thanks to the church for investing in my childhood like that, because it was really messed up. And culture shock, yes. First of all, I never see a train in my life, so when I stopped off at London airport, I was like, it's a train in the airport. And and then I was like, and then I went to Hong Kong for 6 days, and it was a real train outside the airport. I was like, yo, what if I get kidnapped and this is a whole black market thing? I was really scared, but it happened to be an authentic job that I got, and then I was losing my mind when I could take the bank book here in Korea and I put it in the ATM and I can get cash. I don't know if you have that in the America, but the bank book itself, the thing of made of paper. In Trinidad, you have to go in the line and go really early in the morning because the old people have to collect a cash.
It's a whole day.
So
it's a whole day.
You put the book in the machine and you can get cash. And I was like, no way. So,
modern things. Modern things. Okay, so I love how you explained all of that. Like, that's a lot of differences. You know, it's like TNT is the farm, and then you have South Korea where everything is modernized now, according to you. The way you just made that distinction, it was like, oh my gosh, from bush to land for real.
Yeah. But I started to make it sound about. I feel like after being out here so long, even other parts of the Caribbean, I'm like, why is it we have culture and tourism and sunshine and oil and bananas and our government are not implementing those technology into why we not benefiting? Why? And it's unfair because Korea has no natural resources, only people power, and they are able to, develop at such a huge rate. I just like it baffles me why we don't get more from our governments and why we don't invest the money properly. For real. I cannot understand that.
I can attest to that. You know what I mean? I can attest to that. Like that. Nah, man, it's you have a extra room, 2 rooms down there for us. Move on.
This is going to
I love the studio. Yeah.
No, you should. You don't want to see me flip the camera. You don't want to.
What's on the other side?
Whatever angle you have it at is phenomenal. Like I'm looking at it like, wow, that's crazy. So if it's like dirty clothes strewn all about, that's fine with us. Like as long as we're seeing this view right now, it's dope. It's very good.
Right.
Sean Paul says dirty, yeah? It's dirty. Dirty.
It don't look dirty in this direction. It don't look dirty, but in the direction we can't see is dirty.
It's bad. I still picture right now would do you justice. Yeah.
Right? But is this your creative space? Speaking of your environment, like this is, so you record here, you songwrite in this space, everything. You do your live IGs. I see you have live IGs and your YouTube covers. You do all of that in this creative space right here that we're seeing?
Yeah, right here. But I sometimes spill out of control, and I really don't know how my husband deal with it, because in the living room, I just cleared all my child toys, on my boys, my son's toys, and I moved the sofa, everything. And there's a 2.5 meter green screen.
Oh my goodness.
So I need a studio, but I learned to make it work. I think as independent artists, yeah, money is really important, but we have to look at the resources we have right now and how can I make that work for me is is the thought that we need to constantly ask ourselves. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you say you're married, you have a child, you're an activist, performer, singer, songwriter, you're recording. I saw that you record remotely with international musicians and producers. How did that come about? How did you say, you know what, I'm just going to reach out to people all over the world and have them come together collectively and create my music so I can songwrite and record? How did that come about?
Let's come back to the culture shock part. Let's go back to that for a second. Now, if I was doing opera or okay, I do not want to stereotype, but please don't be offended if this might sound offensive. In Asia, but particularly Korea, because that's where I live right now, theoretical music or classical type of music is practiced more often, violin and so forth, orchestrated music, right? I am more of a, you know how we is in the Caribbean, you jam, you freestyle, you write a whole album like that. That is not usually how that goes. They have so much difference. It's like these bands, I never meet a band that just meet to jam. They always meet for rehearsals. So it's hard to find people like that. And there are some foreigners like that, but this is not a hobby for me. I don't want, I take my stuff very, very seriously. So I went on the internet and there's this website called soundbetter.com. You can hire musicians for voicing, guitars, mixing, master, anything you need. I mean, Grammy winning and nominated artists are there. You can check that out if you need it. Anybody listening to the live here. And that's where I decided to reach out. And because I also don't speak enough Korean for people to understand where I want to go. And then when it comes to freestyling, that's not very much practiced here. I'm sorry, but I have been here for a while, but I have never seen nobody really freestyle on stage unless they've practiced it before. And just like as an artist of myself, I feel like it really needs an international mind to work together with me, not just somebody that can duplicate Bruno Mars song or Adele song. I don't want to be sounding like Bruno Mars or Adele. I want to sound like me. So if you want to have a nice replica of another artist, I think here's also a great place for that because they are really well trained in structuring music like that. I hope that does not sound offensive to anyone, but it is the truth. I went to a studio and there was a K-pop producer. He was top of the line. He worked with some of the top bands. He's like, who do you want to sound like? I can make you sound 80% like that. I'm like, it's okay. Thank you. So culture shock for that too. It's like we just meet in the Caribbean, we jam, we have a good time, we get work done. Here, you got to be introduced to each other to be in the same circle, sort of, because that relationship starts from childhood. You go to the same school, you go to the same you stick together, mother and children, or parents and children, all through their life, Whereas we just, hey, Sayonne, sorry, hi. Sorry. Right. How are you going? And we just meet. Yeah. It's harder here,
But with that being said, you say you don't speak much of the language there. How are you functioning all these years? How?
Just basic. Yeah, basic thing. Let me tell you, if you ever come here, they're gonna ask me the same questions all the time when you go to the taxi. So you have a lot of practice you can do right there. Where are you from? Are you married? Why did you come here? What do you do? Do you have a child? And oftentimes they're like, where are you from? I'm like, the Caribbean. And they say Africa. I'm like, no, not some of them. No. And when I say Trinidad and Tobago, they say, oh, Drogba.
Oh my gosh.
Drug bust, not so
wow. So does it seem like you stand out? Are you when you're over there? I mean, I can't imagine. Is it strange? Do people approach you and say you're a foreigner? What is it like walking the streets and
in Beijing is worse because they would literally just take photos of you without your permission. I have a friend that is a darker skin tone than me, and it's like there's no personal respect for boundary of personal space. It's crazy. Wow. But here it's different. You know, people are very much to themselves, or they will look at you in a certain way when you're walking. But I think like, listen, you want to be famous, Cyrilia, this is great practice here because you need to like ignore people, and because they will look, and I don't dress. If I'm wearing this dress right here, usually the trend over here is to wear a t-shirt underneath. So you wear the t-shirt underneath this dress. I do not wear t-shirt underneath this dress. I'm from the Caribbean. We dress for hot weather.
Hello.
Yeah.
So Cyrilia, I know that one of the lures for you to go to Asia was that you were getting paid more. Obviously, you ran into some turmoil in your personal relationship, but with all of the places in the world that you could have went, was there a reason why you chose Asia and that particular part of Asia, to pursue your career?
No, I didn't choose here, to be honest. I just wanted to leave Trinidad and get out and just like see what is out there. To be honest, I will say this after being out here for so long. Growing up in Trinidad, and I think a lot of parts of the Caribbean too, people look up to the US and Canada as the land of milk and honey. Like there is no other place you can go. And they try to go to the embassy and apply and denied and denied and denied. And I just don't think that was for me because I get denied about 8 times throughout my whole life before I end up in Asia.
Wow.
Right? And I didn't choose to come here, but being here let me see the world so differently and let me educate myself. Another culture shock, like come back to that. When I first ended up in Beijing, because I started Beijing first, I swear to God that these people there would be wearing, the traditional wears clothes from Kung Fu movies. Because I never traveled before out of the Caribbean.
I can't. Oh,
I'm serious. So I was like, why they wear regular t-shirts? I was like,
so what I said,
we need a bomb for that. Mic drop.
Hold on, you thought it was gonna be people like waiting at the airport, like, how are you?
But they do bow like that. That is their tradition. But I mean, like with the clothes and you know how they dress in the Kung Fu movie. No, for real, Olio, for real. So I asked a lady because she was speaking English. I found one of the people that live Beijing that spoke English. I'm like, I'm surprised they don't wear clothes like this. And she got offended. Offended. I'm like, but this is how we think about, if you don't leave the Caribbean, if you don't leave not even the Caribbean, if you don't leave your safe circle, your community, your village, when you go outside, you would think that the whole world revolves around your world and that's how everything is. But it's not like that. So she was like, so did you expect the men to have long, white, flowing beard as well? And I was like, lady, I get offended, yeah. I just I didn't know that.
She put you in your place, I can tell you that.
She did.
She surely said what?
Oh
no.
Cyrilia, did is any of your lure to Asia a tribute to, because you clearly look like you have some Asian background or some Asian blood in you. So is any of that a tribute to why that led you to Asia, or
Yeah, no, I didn't choose you have to come here, period. I was just like, I did this musicians that are companies that were hiring musicians abroad, because I heard back then in the local grapevine that people was able to leave the Caribbean and go on work on cruise ships, and I was like, let me see if I could try to do that, and they said the money was good. So that's what I did. And this company was like, hey, we want to start you in Beijing, China. And I swear to God, I was so scared. I was like, I'm from a third world country. What if they harvest my organs?
Oh my
God. I was scared. This thing happened.
Can we even say that on YouTube, man? And I'm just. Please don't. I love you guys, but don't get my channel shut down, please. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I was really scared.
Wow.
But I didn't choose to come here. I didn't.
Wow.
So with that being said, is that also what led you to be an activist for child abuse and human trafficking? Because I saw that's definitely something that you're into and you speak boldly about.
Yeah, that is actually a personal reason why, because I have experienced it on several occasions from people that I supposed to trust, men that were father figures. So, you have an uncle because your mother wasn't there, so you stay with your aunt and your aunt's husband, take care of you. And it just that things like that happen with that person repetitively, with a cousin of mine and with a brother of a man my mother was dating at the time. So because I experienced sexual abuse those times, I feel like I have not experienced that for nothing, right? I need to speak up for those people that are experiencing those things, and let them know, the survivors or the people that are experiencing it right now, that you can find love. You are deserving of love, and what has happened is not your fault, and you will heal in your own time gradually. There's no complete healing all at once, and that is an illusion, right? So I just wanted to say that because I experienced it. No, human trafficking, now coming back to that, and I don't want your channel shut down. So being in Asia, that's also a big issue. So that's why I want to combine those two things. I really want to speak up for the voices of the children, because as you know, and I know, all of us know, when you're a child, nobody really respects your opinion and your voice, and believes you sometimes. So that's why I do the things I do.
Wow. Wow. And you're such a strong individual. Many people who go through situations like that or experience such trauma, childhood trauma, it's hard for them to speak up about it. But I'm happy that you're using your voice and your platform to spread awareness. And I want to know, was growing up in the church, was that a saving grace for you, learning and singing gospel music? Did that at all help you while you were experiencing those childhood traumas?
Yes and no. Yes and absolutely yes and an absolute hell no. I mean, I'm so sorry if anybody gets offended. Please understand, this is my view, and I don't want to offend you. This is just my view.
You're speaking your truth. You know what I mean? You're speaking your truth.
Right.
Your truth can only be your truth. So to hell with whoever can't relate. And if my channel gets shut down, who cares?
I know. I'm sorry, but that.
No, man, you're good, man. You're good, man. No, man, I'm just as I can relate, to what you're saying, and this is bigger than any channel. I mean, I'll open a channel in your name if that's the case. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter. Speak your truth, man. Speak your truth.
The church was a place where I was able to cultivate my talent. They gave me a platform to sing, and as you know, Sayonne, when you sing, is a release. It's like a therapy too. So I had that, but then I had the practicing, or the, what do you call that, boy? The practical side of the church, where you follow what the Bible says. And particularly, I was told all the time, when you need God, just ask and he will come and help you. And he will always be there to help you. And I remember one time my cousin was on top of me, forcing himself on me. And I was crying and pleading to this God, help me. If not now, when? and there was no help. No one helped me. I don't no one helped me. And people say this like our God is love. Now that I'm a parent, I know that I love my child. And hear me so well. I would never let anything like that happen to my child if I love him. And I'm sure this love is even more unconditional than what I can give to my son. So that was a big eye opener for me. I really needed to question things, right? That's the first thing. And then when I leave Trinidad and I experience cultures outside. So when you leave your circle and you go on and you learn about other people and you look at life, whites and blacks and indigenous, you really learn that you need to open your mind or you will not survive. So I was able to just understand life through spiritualism, not religion, because religion, all religion is a cult in my mind.
Hold on, you guys. Hold on, you guys. I think I spoke briefly with you earlier, Cyrilia, in regards to spirit and how I'm allowing the spirit to just guide me. And me and Sayonne spoke extensively about the spiritual journey. And having this conversation, even though it's what brought us here is the common denominator is music.
That's right.
But music, a lot of people don't understand that music is a universal language, and it gives us the ability to, even if you live in South Korea and you don't speak a lick of Korean, you can sing a song that can relate to everybody that's in Korea.
Exactly.
So when I tell people about the spiritual journey that I'm on and how I've never looked at an artist's portfolio or listened to an artist's song before they came on my platform, and everybody was just a perfect fit for that perfect time. No, I want if you don't really understand me, I say like
Yes.
this, I'm not a joke thing this, you know what I mean, and you have people who are on this journey with you and support you and would do anything for you, but they still can't understand what the three of us understand right now, because it's a spiritual journey. And like I said, with the amount of vocalists that we had on the platform, the spirit moved me to draw for Sayonne, who was just on the show last week or the week before. You know what I mean? Like, I've had Princess Trinidad from Canada. I've had other people with Trini backgrounds. Why would the spirit say call Sayonne? It's a reason why the spirit said call Sayonne. Because it's not everybody that can have this conversation. There's probably people on this live right now that's like, oh, I came to hear about our music. They didn't come to hear about our personal background.
We get in there.
Right. But it's somebody out there. It's somebody out there that needs to hear this. And even if they're not on this live right now, it's somebody out there that needs to hear this, that at some point they're going to hear this.
Yeah, I believe in that 100%. 100%.
So through music, we're able to make a difference. The music is the catalyst behind it all, but all of these things had to come to the forefront, and in order for us to, if you make a difference within one person's life in this world, then hence you've made a difference within the world, and by you being able to give your testimony, because I said these words to you earlier, Sayonne. There's no testimony without test, and there's no message without mess. So, at the end of the day, you're a survivor.
That's right.
And for you to be able, you could be there as beautiful as you are with all the talent that you have, and you could have kept all of that inside of you, and the world looking in would have felt like you were perfect. And you came right out without us even asking you these questions, and you said it. You know what I mean? Because it needed to be said, because it's somebody that
need to
even
hear.
though you went through it. But the thing is that is you went through it and you got through it. And with you having that testimony and that test to exemplify to others is gonna be the catalyst behind getting somebody else through or sparing somebody else from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like therapy, you know. Some people, not everybody has someone to talk to, whether
Exactly.
it's family, a friend, an actual professional therapist. But hearing someone share their own experience and say, well, this is how I overcame, or this is how I'm still coping, you know, that transfers. It's like waves of energies from one screen to the next, or it may transfer through your music. Listen, I listen to all your songs. My favorite is Angels Singing. Angels Singing.
Listen.
You know,
We,
but no, but
once you said that, we gotta get into that song right now. I mean,
we have to.
I don't even want you to go any further. I mean, because like I said, I can go as long as you guys want to go. It doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean? Like I'm here for the long haul. My partners can go home. Like if we can change like that's what this platform is about, changing the
Yeah,
narrative. It's
absolutely.
and Sion, I didn't get the opportunity to have this conversation with Cyrilia, but I was like, we as human beings, regardless of what part of the world we're in. I'm in Philly. You're a couple hours away from me, but she's 15
Yeah,
hours ahead of us. So, like I said, she's already had breakfast and is getting ready to have breakfast again. You
a
know,
smoothie.
yeah, you see what I'm saying. So, you know,
Yeah.
we I think as human beings, we take for granted how essential we are to each other's existence.
Wow. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow. Yes. We
Absolutely.
don't think about it like that. We don't see how our actions affect one another. And a great example I have of this is this. When this COVID virus started out first, people thought that's a Chinese thing. It just that's them Beijing
Mm,
people. Oh, really?
right, they
Look
did
at two
think
years
that.
later on the line. The whole
Hello.
world is affected by this. And it was just a Chinese thing.
I told I told,
Sad.
I told Cyan, I said, if you have a friend who sits beside you every day and he sees an underage girl and yeah, me that beat that you know,
Hmm.
good enough,
Talk
and you
about
don't
that.
speak on that, then keep your mouth shut when you see a man do something to a little girl out the road. You don't have the ability to speak on that. You can't
Hmm.
speak on that if you're not going to talk to your friend who you see every day and you're giving him a pass because he's your friend or your brother or your uncle or your cousin. You can't speak on what happens overseas. Oh, a fucker him go out with, him shouldn't do that to the little girl. If you can't tell your friend, you sit on right side of you, say, a fuck
Right.
him I go out with.
And you know that is
Use
a
my language.
big. If we start to do that,
Hmm.
and I'll just sort of bring it back to the Caribbean on that, if we, because
Hmm.
this happens so much, it's so almost normalized. I'm sharing my story, but so much people don't share theirs, or they do share theirs,
Hmm.
and it's like, yeah, but that happened to me. So what happened?
Exactly.
Understand? Yeah, that happens so much. Like, when are we gonna hold our circle accountable? When you're gonna hold
Accountable.
your neighbor accountable?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. 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 Exactly.
Hmm.
Like I said, you have all of us have precedence and accountability
That's
for,
right.
for people who you are responsible for somebody who hasn't even born yet,
Yeah.
based on how you approach a situation.
Hmm.
And people don't take that into consideration.
No. And they don't see the impact that it has, the lasting impact. You know, some people think that, oh, that's your childhood, you'll get over that. No, it carries out through your adulthood as well. And I don't see how people don't see the correlation. I really don't.
Exactly.
So things have to change. Things have to change. And the more we speak about it, the more Cyrilia, people like you and others who have experienced the same thing speak out about this. Hopefully, the more changes can be made.
That's right.
Well, like I said, the journey of a million miles starts with the first step. So if one person who even remotely went through something, even remotely or initially close to anything like what you went through, or what we went through collectively, because we all have our things, whether we want to speak about them or not. What I mean? We've all went through something that has taken away a piece of us that we'll never get back.
That's
What I
right.
mean? We've all went through that. What I mean? You're just one of the few that is brave enough to talk about it. What I mean?
Right.
And this is a moment that you could have came here, and people heard your voice and were just wooed by your voice, and just forgot about whatever things you went through in the past. And when you see people get up and like famous artists, when you see somebody like, what's the guy, Heath Ledger, or
Heath
whatever.
Ledger.
Yeah, what I mean? When you see these people who are successful in what they do, in their lives, you don't know what they went through prior to, what I mean? Like, you just look at, oh, damn, he's the Joker, and he's in the biggest blockbuster movie of all time. Like, why would he even do something like that? But you don't know
You don't know their
if,
struggles.
if
You
his
don't
cousin
know.
was on top of him, too.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's been, and probably he had people around him advising him, like, yo, you better not go on that show and talk about that shit, because that's not important. You know what I mean? And he had to hold all of that in for so long, and having the biggest movie in the world at that particular time, and still feeling like shit. It's like, nobody can equate to that apart from the person who actually went through it. Because this is, like I said, this is a moment where Cyrilia could have just came and just kept it music and talked about her music and didn't want to address none of that. But
She's brave.
that's how selfless. Not even just brave, but that's how selfless she is, because even though it happened to her already and it's something that she cannot remove, it can prevent somebody else from going down that road. It could make one of these sick, demented fucks out there think twice about doing that to somebody else.
Oh yeah.
And that is why I choose. It's something that obviously nobody like to hear all the time. So I look for the atmosphere to do it. I don't want, hey, my name is Cyrilia and I experienced this.
And I
But like you say, with the spirit, right?
And I thank you for choosing this platform to do that, because that's what this platform is about.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And the real papa, I move on a bomb buckler, that me tell him. Any pedophile move on a bomb buckler, that me tell him. I have my apologies, ladies. I'm sorry.
No, that touch you. That really, listen. Somebody has to be the strong one and say it, because not everyone responds to soft. Sorry, Cyrilia. Not everyone responds to you gently confronting them about the situation. Some people need to be put in their place. Cyrilia, what were you saying?
I want to say as well, if there is anyone that knows of someone who has done that, or you have done that, I imagine that might be a big burden to talk about. But you have to start learning to recognize that is a problem, and start learning to heal and look for help somehow in some way. If you have done that before, I have to come to a place of forgiveness for myself, not for that person. And I just want to, I'm trying to find a way to help those mentally and spiritually learn to heal, to stop hurting those people, whether it's children or adults. And if someone is coming to you with a story about how they were affected or groped, it doesn't have to be as bad as human trafficking or molestation. Just do your best to listen and not judge. That really helps too. Just putting that out there for anyone.
Bro. It's an illness, and if you feel pain, and if you cut your hand, you're gonna put a band-aid on it. If you have a headache, you're gonna take a aspirin. Go get help, brother. Go get help. It's an illness. It's a sickness. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, address what your sickness is. You understand what I say? Address it. Address it, brother. I mean, address it, sister, too, because you have women out there doing the same thing.
Sorry, you just getting me fired up here, you Lord Jesus.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't want to stray too far from the reason why we're here. We talked about something called angel singing.
Oh yeah.
Cyrilia, do you write your own music? Do you have contributors? Do you
Yes, I do.
What's your process?
I love it. I just hold a vibe. So this particular song is for empowerment of mostly women.
Oh, forget you guys then. I'll take my
Yes, really, yeah.
Sometimes we know what we like. I encourage women to learn their body, learn to claim your sexuality and own it. Don't wait for a man to give you pleasure. Sorry if that's too much.
Oh my God! I mean, I don't even want to hear that part of it, but keep talking.
So this song is
claim it, ladies. Yes. So it's about embracing. Embracing women, embracing your own sexuality, Fico. You can relate to that, but
Why would you call my name? Yeah, listen, Sayonne, I'm gonna leave the live now. You guys are fine. I see you guys are clearly okay.
I'm just saying.
Angel singing. All right, here we are. Angel singing. Cyrilia.
Imagine you holding me. Imagine I'm not saying anything. Imagine love is how it would be. Imagine no one else but you and me. I in your skin. I can hear the angel singing. La, la, la.
Yo, but if you pull up back that one, me pull up back this because
you got to.
That song bad.
Oh yeah.
It's bad. Angel singing. I don't know what they're singing about. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen. Mother Road.
I love it. This is my favorite one.
Come make only sad songs though.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a chinny girl singing in a boy. She's a rebel now. She's a rebel.
Cyrilia. I love it.
Mother Road.
Don't take it away from me. Just give me everything. I can't keep up with it. Imagine you holding me.
Yeah, I think the lyrics are self-explanatory.
I'm not saying anything. Imagine love is how it should be. Imagine no one else but you. I'm baby. I can hear the angels singing. La, 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 la,
Yes.
Wow, you hold a note there, man.
Yo, Cyrilia, somebody once told me, a good friend of mine, Roger Grant, he told me, he said, yo, if your life wasn't as messed up as it was, you wouldn't create the type of music that you create. Um, I'm not trying to insinuate that that's the case with you. You know what I mean? But that's what I was told.
Well, it's
How
true.
much?
What do you
How,
think, Sion?
how much?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
How much
You
of
sing about
your
what you feel.
how much of your creative process involves the personal experiences that you've encountered in life?
Um, Everything I've done so far has,
Okay.
except "Are You the One for Me." You know why? Because "Are You the One for Me," the soca K-pop song I did was for
Right.
clout.
I love that.
I shamelessly admit.
No, no.
But
But let me tell you this before you even go any further. Even if you do something for cloud, it's still for personal gain. So it's so subconsciously it's what you really want. You know, so you're doing it because it's something that you aspire to be, or that you aspire to have. So it's still a part of you. It's just subconsciously. Guanta.
thank
Yeah.
you. I didn't think of it
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, Guanta.
I don't see it as a clout chasing song because I actually watched the music video. I love it. I love how you were dressed in mask. I love the song. It's fun. It's an anthem. So maybe the intentions were otherwise, but I think you executed very well. Very
Thank you.
well.
It does resonate with who I am. I'm not saying that it's not me. And to come back to your question, I cannot make music without something that is part of me, whether it's a feeling that I like and I write from that place, whether it's a memory that I had and the emotions from that memory comes out into the lyrics, or whether it's a real situation, the whole thing, the memory, the lyrics, the situation come out into everything. So I cannot write, and this is why I'm not saying that I can't sing a song somebody write for me, but I have to connect with the lyrics of a song. I kind of I'm working on trying to not get offended when people say I should write a song for you, and because I can do it. Because you would not go and tell Jay-Z, let me write a song for you. Rappers write their own music, and I'm not a rapper, but I prefer to write shit that I can connect to, like have the phrasings and the way that I would say it. Artists are different. That's just how I feel. I might have to collaborate with an artist to write a song with me, but what's the chances of you writing a great song for me and it's identical to my personality?
Right. So with that being said, how about you? We just heard Angel singing, and I hope everybody please go ahead and access the song. Go to
My YouTube is fun.
thesavia.com and
Yeah.
YouTube exactly. But I want to know, walk us through the writing process for that song. How was it? How did you sit down and say, this is what I'm gonna sing about, and it's gonna be like this?
I sat down before I wrote this song And that is all I will say about that.
Okay, it's a different sit down. It's a different type of sit down.
Like I said, I'm gonna leave the live.
For real.
Yes,
yes. I just had a vibe where I was sitting down. I sit down.
Special seating.
It was, yeah. I can't say too much. But then
Right.
And I just, one thing I used to do too is just get free beats from the internet or beats that you can purchase for exclusive use. And then I find this beat, and I was like, yo, I feel, I'm in a vibe already. Let me just sing something of it. And it's just something that was so blissful. I just it came to me like nothing, that whole song.
So that song was released in 2020, May or 2019?
Oh wait, no, 2020. You are right. I am wrong.
May 2020, May 2020, right? So I want to know, with everything being going on with the COVID, you wrote the song prior to COVID, or was this a COVID experience that you said, okay, I'm feeling extra sexual and I want to get into this lane because I don't know, we've been on lockdown for a long time. This is the direction I'm going right now.
Oh yeah, I think that was in the height of COVID is here. What else can you do but stay home and sit down? Some kind of.
So sit down and just write it. There was no creative break for you during that time.
It was a bliss. It was just a blissful moment.
Really?
Yeah.
So how long did it take for you to write that song?
That particular one was just yo, so the beat was going, right? And I was like, la, la, la. And I just had a seat. So I was reliving back the moment when I was on the seat. And I was like, imagine you holding me. Sometimes need to reflect back, we like to do shit like that. Reflect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much. Just listen to the lyrics.
Okay. You know what? Okay. For the viewers, just go ahead, check out her song.
I'm still here. I'm hearing everything that you guys are talking about.
Oh my goodness. Welcome back. Welcome back to the conversation. Welcome back. It's about women empowerment, women embracing their sexuality positively. What is your input on that?
Yeah,
what do you have to say as a man?
What is your input on that? What is your input on that?
Can't got your tongue.
Every woman should be able to have a seat whenever they feel like having a seat.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Particular time.
No, but for real, I just encouraging women to now is a time where we're not sitting down in the house and just
own it.
If you want to do that,
right?
Do that.
No. Listen. At the end of the day, us as artists, all pun and joke aside, us as artists, we use a different side of our mind that the average individual does not use. So, whatever you have to do to enhance your creative process, and most of the time, like I said, it's from personal experience. So if it comes from, I might see something and because I think what a lot of people fail to understand that most of the hit songs in the world are very simple. So when it's who let the dogs out, it's really who let the dogs out? No, just think about it. You know what I mean? So it's
seriously,
if you're likening something to your own personal experience, who can't relate to what you're talking about? You know what I mean? So it's at the end of the day, it goes right back to what Raja Grant said to me. You know what I mean? When I'm saying stuff I'm used to hearing it's a matter of time before anything I'm open for is going to be mine, and I do believe it, and I'm working to receive it as I keep these words in my mind each and every time. Just prepare for it. Just prepare for it. Who knows? It could happen tonight, and it could happen to who knows, but who really knows? So, like at the end of the day, it's like it's very simplistic, you know what I mean? But at the same time, who can't relate? It's like who knows, but who the hell really knows?
Right. I love the melody of that too.
You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it's like when I say these things, these are not things that like I think our best songs as artists are songs that require no thought. They're effortless. Just tell me if I'm lying. Remember, guys, we're from the same planet. We're from the same world. So if somebody gives you a beat and says, "Yo, write something to this," it's not going to resonate or even feel as comfortable as something that the melody just hit you.
Yeah. That when it's so important for me as a songwriter to like when you send me a track, I want to listen to that in a room where I can record immediately because I know if you send me something that's fire, these melodies and lyrics just gonna come from somewhere because I'm gonna put myself on that frequency.
Exactly.
And then I refine it, then I refine the melody and the words and I just make it sound professional because we need to be accountable as well for the kind of music that we're making. I think I agree with you. And then I have to say this as well. Like, be accountable, take into accountability what you're doing. I feel like right now, the music industry, I don't know if when you went to school, you did this. You're like, and they just take a beat and you're like, yeah, that's a vibe. And they just put that out. And that's what I feel like is on the billboard right now. Like,
of course,
that's something you'll do in high school.
It's like, going down.
Where's the artistry behind this?
Ladies, every aspect of life. I want you guys to understand who we are. Just really understand who we are. Every aspect of life evolves around music.
Yeah.
When you push your key in your car and you hear ping, 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 that's music. When you blow your horn, that's music. When water drips, that's music. Every aspect of life is a frequency. All music is a frequency that hits your ear in a certain way. My best friend who is sitting here with me, my best friend of 35 years is sitting here with me right now. He's a quarter of this platform and his son is deaf and he puts on headphones. What did I just say to you? His son is deaf and puts on headphones. Why does he put on headphones? Because music is a frequency.
It's a vibration.
Vibration, yeah.
Wow.
Dominic, now put on headphone. All right.
Yeah, I'm so glad I'm not your daughter because if you had to give me in trouble, like if I in trouble and you had to yell at me, I cried before I open the door.
That's probably why my daughter don't talk to me right now. I'm sorry, Felicia. Anywhere you are, I love you. I love you. I didn't mean to
Oh God, I can imagine what Daddy gonna say.
Oh my goodness, right? he wasn't upset, but it's just how it sounds.
Yeah.
It's passionate speaking.
It's like I mean, you guys, this I want to say, and I always get to a point. Like I said, you're only as good as your last show. So as of right now, this is the best show that I've ever done.
Oh, thanks to you too.
As of right now, this is the best show that I've ever done.
Ha!
Just kidding. She bring out the right energy. That's right. Keep that energy.
I mean, and I'm not exaggerating. I mean,
It's the collective energy. That's what it is. The collective energy.
Exactly. I mean, I think there was another video that I was supposed to play that I didn't play yet. Which one did I play already?
You played "Are You the One for Me?" Or it's over. It's over. "Are You the One for Me?" is what you want to play.
Okay, so I want to play. All right, "Are You the One for Me?"
Are You the One for Me? Yeah, that's the soca K-pop one.
All right.
TNT.
So this is the one, ladies and gentlemen, that Cyrilia claimed she was faking on, you know, but she was actually being herself. Okay, you know what I mean? She can say whatever she wants to say. I can see right through the facade. And facade is a word that I just learned a couple months ago. So don't appear with me. You know what I mean?
You used it correctly, though. I can tell you that.
Please. Yes. Thank you. You're much too kind. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Cyrilia, please intro the song for us.
Introduce the song.
Intro. Give us an intro for this song.
Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the fusion of soca with K-pop, like you've never heard it before, because you've never heard it before. Take it in right now. Boom.
And this is none other than the mighty Cyrilia Tinkal. Yeah. All right.
Trinity the world.
I had to make my own sound effects. I apologize.
Woo! Trinity the world.
If ever I was to lose you now,
I missed that shot so bad.
Skip in. Yes, girl.
Yeah, listen.
Yes. Are you the one for me? That's what we need to be asking everyone. Are
Listen.
you the one for
Listen.
me?
Boundaries. 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 You gotta answer before you go into the whole. I love you. You know, like what's the little girl name on what's that show? Not Looney Tunes. Tiny Toons.
Tiny Toons.
The little
Teeny
girl,
Toon. What's it called?
what is it called? Tiny Toons or Teeny Toons or Tiny Toons?
Looney Tunes?
Looney Tunes.
No,
Looney Tunes.
no, you
It's
have
not, I was
listen. You have Looney Tunes, and then you have
like,
Tiny Toons with the little girl, and all of them are kids before they get older.
Oh yes.
what was it? Baby Tunes or something?
No,
Yeah.
Babs Bunny and all of them. You know what I mean? So, and then you have one called Angelica, and she kills every pet that she has.
Oh, Tiny Toons.
I just want to love you and hug you and squeeze you, and you know what I mean. Before you get down that road, you need to establish that this is really somebody that really want to be with or need to be with. And a lot of times, you know, based on our inability to set boundaries and our inability to like acknowledge the fact that all right, we're truly damaged and we're just looking for something to fill that void. And it might not necessarily be this guy with these Coca-Cola bottle lens glasses and
Good seats. The guy with the good seats. It might not be the
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Oh my goodness. Woo! Where's the fan? Where's the fan? Oh my goodness.
You guys are funny. You guys are funny as
yes, you're right. It may not be the man with the good seat.
yeah.
It may not be the woman with the right toilet.
Listen, people. If you're on the live right now, I need you to subscribe to 3 channel. You're on our channel right now watching these 2 beautiful young ladies, Sayonne and Cyrilia. You're watching them. So subscribe to their channels, but you're on my channel now. So before you even go over to their channels, just press the little red subscribe button. It's free of charge.
Right.
It's free. It's free. And you'll see
Be
more,
a part of the Settings family.
you'll see more artists like these, and you'll actually see them because all right, you seen that Sayonne was just here. When were you here? Last week or the week before?
I think it was. Let me see. What's the date? I think it was the week before.
All right, but you're already back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I might end up getting somebody from Trinidad again, or somebody from Asia, or somebody who might just identify like the spirit might just lead me to be like, yo, call Cyrilia and ask her.
Cyrilia.
Yeah, call her and ask her if she would mind being a co-host. You know what I mean? And that's just how the spirit works. You know what I mean?
I want to say thanks for having me and inviting me with the beautiful Sayonne. She is amazing.
You're amazing.
I'm so confident, and I had to say that too.
Oh, thank you, Cyrilia. You know what? It's your moment. I'm taking the love in, but we honor you. We celebrate you. We recognize you. We're giving you all your flowers, and we support you fully.
Thank you.
So everybody tuning in, get on to Cyrilia's wave. Okay,
right.
Be a part of Team Cyrilia.
All right, guys. So this is what I'm saying right now.
Here we go. Do I need water for this, or I need a drink? Which one?
Possibly. All right. We're not gonna act like that. We're not 3 artists on a live. We're not gonna act like that. That world has probably never witnessed anything remotely close to this ever. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, people haven't been, three people haven't been on a live, but, how many people, there's never ever been anybody on overall settings representing Soul Kitchen and somebody talking from South Korea. Big up Mooney, big up Tornado. So this has never happened. So right now what we're doing is history. So we can't ignore the fact that there's three artists on this live right now. I don't know if you guys want me to start it, or being as though Cyrilia is the guest. You know what I mean? She started, or Sayonne started, but nobody's leaving here tonight without doing a personalized dub plate for, and this is including myself. Nobody's not leaving here tonight doing a personalized dub plate for overall settings. And I think if we do like a three-way combination, you know what I mean, with all players on the live, that would be gratifying to me, gratifying to the fans all across the world, and I think it also would be history, groundbreaking. It's never been done. So, like I said, if you guys want me to start it, all you have to do,
You start.
any song of any song of your choice from your catalog, not from your catalog, you know what I mean, whatever you want to sing, as long as you say overall settings in it, we're good.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, you guys said you want me to start it.
Of course. Let's go around this way.
Cypher, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, say Miguel settings never hook up in thing. Some could have given a little sound effect, but nothing wrong. It's all right. I will start it off. All right. So, which one of my sang them from my catalog?
All right, show off now.
No, I'm showing off. I'm not sure.
He's trying to put us to shame. He's trying to put us to shame.
No, I'm clearly older than probably both of you guys put together.
Combined? Oh my gosh.
So my catalog is a big extensive. You know what I mean?
You can never be older than both of us combined. You would be ancient if that was the case.
Man.
I must say we have Grand Pitney, All right. Anyway, long story short, you know what I mean? Overall settings. I've never ever done a overall, and you see, I draw me out. I've never ever done a overall settings to play for my own platform. I've never done it. So this is the first time that I'm ever going to do this. So if it doesn't come across as convincing, let me know. All right. Let me see. What am I gonna do? Over yeah, walk away. Over yeah, walk away. Over yeah, walk away. And he knows this, and it shows within his ways. One of a claim I'm insane just to enjoy the pain. Well, bombard, how we go? No for say yeah, I'm insane just to endure the pain, but I can't remember the song, brother.
How you pick a song you can't remember?
Hold on. Yeah.
The age coming through now.
Next song. All right, freestyle song. We're classic like that. All right, here we are going then. Love is love now. Love is love now. No. Love is love now. Tell him this now. Tell him this. Overall settings. If all the morning coming up, no one in my arms every day. So we're missing me, not telling a lie. That means that me love you. Don't ask me like I. Overall settings. If all evening coming up, no one in my arms every day. So we're missing me, not telling a lie. eye. That means that me love you. See it out. I'm appalled by your beauty and your appearance. For you to your dimensions to fix the clearance. Understand and let us I accept your silence. Every next man take my space when we resort to violence. Don't on you still. And will see the difference between the man being the and the one who take over our settings. If the morning comes to Lord, you are in my arms, every day. So when missing, but I tell no lie. That means that me love you. See that over our setting.
Yo.
Okay, you're showing up. You're showing up and showing out.
I am not freestyling after that.
Right?
You tricked me. You faked me out.
Freestyle. No. You put yourself there.
Yes, exactly.
You put yourself there. All right, so it's my turn now. I am not freestyling.
Me too. I
like Cyrilia said, no thank you. No thank you. I will sing 2 Worlds Remember, guys. Go ahead and check that out on YouTube at Sayonne, Sayonne. And of course, big up to the overall Settings family. Let me see if I can follow Pico. You ready?
Yeah.
I wish I could hear your voice again. I think of you every now and then. Oh yeah. I give anything to make amends. Arms are open, so let me in. I wanna be where you are. I gotta be where you are. From 2 different worlds, yeah, we collide. But we're stronger than ever, side by side. No matter the distance, we'll survive tonight. Oh yeah, do you remember holding me close in the winter? Remember our future plans made together. Remember our vows are made for the better. I'll always remember when we said forever. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Overall Settings, the place to be, the one and only streaming family.
Cyrilia, it's on you.
Yes, girl, close it out.
That's exactly what, ladies. I am the host now. I am the host here. Can you switch Settings family to mine? Because I cannot.
Sing anything you want. As long as you put overall Settings in here at some point. Sing anything you want. Any song. It could be anything. I've heard you sing several songs on your platform.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna sing this cover song. Rest in peace, Amy Winehouse. I just believe in this song and it holds it close to my heart. Right, here we go. Our day will come and we'll have everything.
Wow.
We'll share the joy.
Wow.
Falling in love can bring. No one can tell me that I'm too young to know. I love you so, and you love me. On overall Settings, we got the vibe. We always come chilling. It's a vibe when you log on. Don't forget to subscribe, cause you know me not lie. Celeb representing overall Settings. More fun!
Yes! You see?
She's talking about we showing off. I see the one showing off.
What was that?
Hey, I do not know how people
It's
freak
because
that.
it's
My
because she
was clenching so tight.
it's because she had breakfast already and she's about to have breakfast again. That's what it is.
Right. She came. She acted like she didn't know what she was gonna do, and then she showed out. She showed out.
Sitting there waiting.
Okay.
Opportunity.
Surprise.
We are Earth, Wind, and Fire. We are Earth, Wind, and Fire.
So, ladies,
I love it. I love it. I love it.
tell everybody where they can find Cyrilia. Tell everybody where they can
Cyrilia.
find Sayonne. Tell Sayonne, and I mean Cyrilia. I know you have a new single that just dropped. Tell the people where they can find that.
All right. So okay, everybody. My name is Cyrilia. I do thank you so much for streaming in into overall settings with the amazing, beautiful Sayonne host and the overall settings family. You can find my music exclusively right now on YouTube and my website. Feel free to hit me up in my DMs on Instagram and let me know that you love my music or you don't. Either way.
Hold on. When is the last time you heard a beautiful woman say, "Hit me up in my DM"? Keep talking. So you guys see, she gave you guys the opportunity.
Hey,
All right.
But no links because I do screenshot and post back to my story.
So don't be freaky. Don't be a creep. Got it.
Yeah. So my latest single can be streamed there as well. On YouTube.
So empty.
So empty, yeah.
It's so empty. Love it, love it. Make sure you guys all check it out. Check out her website, thecyrilia.com. That's TheCyrilia.com. That's thecyrilia.com. Make sure you guys tap in with her on Instagram and other social media, Instagram, Twitter at thecyrilia. Like she said, tap in with her, DM her, hit her up, tell her you love her music. Check her out on YouTube. You saw 2 of her music videos today. You saw the soca K-pop one. Are you the one for me? We all, it's the time, it's summer, it's waistline season. We all looking for somebody, or we with that somebody saying, "Are you the one for me?" Still. So make sure you guys go. That's right. Go ahead and download her music. Go ahead and purchase her music. Subscribe to her channel. Subscribe to Overall Settings. And let's continue to support each other. Now, you know me, I want to thank you, Fico, and the rest of the Overall Setting Podcast family for having me here co-hosting and sharing some love, lights, and unity. You know, it's your girl, Sayonne.
Yeah, I might have to talk to John about giving you a permanent job, but keep talking.
Amazing job.
Right. Thank you.
You're phenomenal. Trust me.
Thank you from the Soul Kitchen Camp. Shout out John Kitchen, Clinton Corney, everybody from the Soul Kitchen Camp, Team Sayonne, 5 Bar Records. All of y'all, love you guys so much. But you can find out more about me on my website, www.iamsayonne.com, IAMSAYONNE.com. And like Cyrilia, you can tap in with me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Sayonne. I am Sayonne, IAMSAYONNE. That's Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And of course, on YouTube, you can tap in and see my waistline moves, just like Cyrilia's "Are You the One for Me?"
No. I need some WD-40.
Chidi, she's a rebel.
Right. Go ahead on YouTube at Sayonne, SAYONNE. So really, listen, just like how she held back and then she blew us out the water with the ending Overall Setting shout out right there. Don't believe her. She's saying her waistline needs some oil, but I'm sure it's just fine. She's Trinity to the bone. We all have loose waistlines, okay?
Yes. I endorse that message. Keep up the
Let the bumper go.
I had a genuine great time.
I don't even feel like I just did 3 shows. I mean, you guys made this whole process effortless. It's amazing. You know, you guys are phenomenal talent, and us here at Overall Settings, whether it be Mermaid Settings down in Jamaica, Mickey Settings here, Shot Bar Settings, and Miguel Settings. We'll do whatever we can do to bring your music to the forefront. You know what I mean? And like I said, we know that we have at least a couple of people coming over here. So if we can make a difference in that way, and those people go and tell more people about what we're doing over here, eventually, it's going to come to the forefront. So the same way we champion for you guys, That's all I ask in return. You know what I mean? We'll continue to do whatever we do. You know what I mean? Like I said, we spend far more money than we've ever made from this platform just to bring you guys to the forefront, and that's what it's about. It's a personal journey that I'm on, a spiritual journey that I'm on, that I just so happen to be very fortunate to have some people who support me on this journey. You know, they don't necessarily have to, but they do, and that's the reason why I can, pay for a slot on CVM every week, or come here and do what I do faithfully for you guys. You know what I mean?
And we
So
thank you.
and
Thank
it's
you.
just respect, you know what I mean? And I know at some point in time when you guys get to that point in your career, somebody's gonna remember.
Of course, and
Somebody's
I'm not
gonna
just saying
remember.
that. I know
Appreciation.
how hard it is. It just makes me want to cry. Actually, that's why I gave up music a few months ago, because you're just spending money and you really don't see, you have spiritual fulfillment, but you really don't see something coming back to us after all the investing, all the time. And when you said that you spend more money than you made
Mhm.
with this, I just, my heart goes out to you, and I'm just I'm so grateful for you. I am so grateful for you. When I'm at a place where I can do something more for you, I will. And in the meantime, I will share your content. I will spread the word. I will look for other artists for you to feature on your show. Of course, people with caliber talent,
And that's
right?
how we can listen. I mean, it's like I'm so this journey is so interested within the spirit that, like I told you guys, I've yet to screen one artist, and every artist that's come over here has deserved to be here. I had a gentleman on the show today that has collaborated with every artist that I could only dream of. And I told him on the live that I was like, bro, when I first seen your promo video, I'm not gonna lie to you. I underestimated you. I had no idea that, I mean, I laughed at him. And I told him that on the live.
Oh
You
my
know what I
god.
mean? And not just like laughed at him because it was like, you know, us from an artist standpoint, like I told you, if Cyan listened to your music and she couldn't relate, I'm pretty sure she would have been like, "Oh, I have a nail appointment." I'm like, it's like 10 o'clock at night. Like, who's gonna be doing? Oh, my cousin's brother's uncle, sister, father, uncle's cousin is gonna be doing it. You know what I mean? But she would have found a reason
Cousin removed.
not right, but she had to be moved by, because that's how we are as artists. Like a consumer can listen to something that we do, or a family member or a friend, and they might listen with a bit of bias. But as an artist, a true artist, if you're singing off key, if it's something that we can't relate to, it's something that we don't want to associate ourselves with. So for Cyan to be eager and want to do the research and highlight someone else that's in the same field that she's in, that clearly speaks for
Of her, very
what you
highly,
bring.
very
Yeah,
highly.
speaks for her, but it also speaks for what you bring to the table.
Yeah. She's a genuine soul, and
Right.
just even doing my own research on Cyrilia, I can see her spirit, I could see her light, but I could also see and hear and feel the past traumas that she's went through. Like, that's why I said, I wrote here in my notes, it's over. Deep song reminds me Adele. You know, like the fact that you can, like, you already explained what that song was in relation to, and just for you to put that out there and sing it with such passion, emotion, such vocal gymnastics, that right there, it touched my soul. It touched my soul. I messaged people. I was like, listen, I'm ready. I'm ready. Everybody has to remember her name, Cyrilia, because
You're gonna
listen, you're gonna bust.
Yeah, man. No, no. I mean, it's already like you're on overall settings. So anybody who forward to this platform, them boss already. Remember me told you,
That's right.
like I said, it's just people haven't grasped the concept of what we're doing. But once people remember that once this goes up online, it's there forever. So once people get wind of what we're doing, you got nobody will have a problem. Nobody will
That's
have a
right.
problem. You know what I mean? You guys, trust me. Um, I did something a while back, and it was like I said, this spiritual journey that we're on, and without us even knowing each other, but it's like I had an artist on right before you guys that he resides in Philly, but everything that I did to stake my claim in Philly, he came 5, 10 years after me and did without even knowing me. And it was like when Roberta Flack says, "Yo, singing my story with his song," and you know what I mean, like it's I'm watching him. He came in the studio tonight without us even talking to each other or corresponding to each other with the same hairstyle that I had. It was crazy. So nobody can tell me that this is not a spiritual journey that we're on. You know what I mean? So when I sing songs that I made 10, 12, 13, 15 years ago, and I'm like, at times I was told that I should travel on a different road. Because when you're not familiar with the crowd, they will leave you standing in the cold. You see, I never had an access code, therefore the doors were closed. But I continue to find my way. That's why I made the choice to stay. And there's no void, no distance between me and persistence. As I'm steady putting up a resistance against adversity. Mm. And I'm so sure now that there's so much more in store and the form of many brighter days as I continue to find my way. So me sing left, right, left, right. We'll just keep on marching on.
That's a testimony right there.
We won't stop. We won't stop. We won't stop. We won't
Love
stop.
it.
So
That's right.
I dub the Cyrilia
There you go.
settings. You're one of us now.
Woo!
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the Settings family, Cyrilia.
Thank you very much.
Settings
That's
family.
right.
We're people settings family. You know what I mean? So and that's where it is, and that's my story. I'm sticking to it. No testimony without test. No message without mess. Cyan, you already know you got your settings title 2 weeks ago, so you're one of us. So yeah, I
That was
might
my
be,
crown. That was a crown.
I might be calling Mooney or calling you personally and telling you, yo, I got this bad female artist and I want you to help me interview her. And if you're available, you're more than welcome. I know you're on a different time zone and the whole works, but whatever it takes to make it happen, we'll make it happen. And
What time is it over there, Cyrilia?
Is right now. Okay, we saw here 2 hours just now. 11, 12, 12 o'clock. Wait, 12, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock
1 o'clock in the
PM.
afternoon.
PM.
1 p.m.
Yeah, yeah. So this
Okay.
is this is about the time that I'll probably be getting up tomorrow.
Ah, get some rest.
Yeah, definitely. And you ladies, pick up yourself and I thank you because I tell every guest you can give people material things, you can give people money, you can give people everything, but the one thing that you can't give anyone and get back is your time. And
That's right.
you could have been with anyone anywhere. I mean, you ladies are beautiful ladies. You could have been out on some luxurious date at whatever the top class, top tier restaurant in Korea is, or you in New York. There's several. You know what I mean? And you guys chose to spend that time with overall settings, and I appreciate love you guys for that, and I thank you, thank you,
Giving a virtual hug right
thank
here.
you,
Virtual
thank you.
hug.
And the only thing that I ask you guys to do is, yeah, man. All right. Virtual hug.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you were just leaving us hanging. Okay,
yeah, my
okay,
bad,
no hug for
my bad,
you.
yeah, my bad, my bad. I always gotta plug. I always gotta plug myself as well. You know what I mean? So
Of course.
this is a song, Cyrilia, that I know that Sayonne has heard, but you haven't heard it, and I just choose to share this song with everyone because it has some meaning to it. The words have meaning to it. It's very prolific. I had the opportunity to do this song with one of the best vocal producers in the world, Jim Beans. Anywhere you are right now, big up yourself. And this song was 13 years in the making, and it was just placed in a movie last month. You know what I mean? So I, yeah, so never give up on your dreams, you guys. You know what I mean? And I heard you say you gave up music. We all get discouraged at times, but just know that whatever you're
Keep
doing,
going.
whatever you're doing is resonating with somebody, even if it's just one person. And what both of you guys have done has resonated with me, and overall setting. So you know what I mean. So if it's even for that alone, just keep going, and you never know what the outcome will be. Because like I said, I did this song 12, 13 years ago, and I sent it to every producer that I ever worked with, and none of them wanted to touch it. And the one person who I wanted to touch it was overseas working with Britney Spears, doing the music for Empire, doing albums for Danity Kane, for Nelly Furtado, and then it came full circle where the one producer who I wanted to work on this particular song came right back to where I had the opportunity to do this song with him. And when I did it with him, it got placed in a movie. So dreams come true. Just believe.
Sure does. Persistence, consistency, dreams, manifestation. It was meant to be.
Like I told you guys, there's no void, no distance between me and persistence. You know what I mean? And this song exemplifies that. And big respect to you ladies. You're a part of a fast growing family, the Settings family. This song is called Who Knows, and blessings.
I'm used to hearing it's a matter of time before anything I'm hoping for is sure to be mine. And I do believe it, and I get to receive it as I keep these words in my mind each and every time. Just prepare for it. Just prepare for it. Who knows it could happen tonight, and it could happen to knows, but who really knows? Who knows, but who really knows? Death sneaks upon you like a thief in the night. Since we're not sure if it's a robber, we gotta live right, though we might get distracted by the things that are outside. We can't go blindly when we enter the light. Before we enter the light, just prepare for it. Just prepare for it. Who knows it could happen tonight, and it could happen to knows, but who really knows? Who knows, but who really knows?
Who knows, but who really knows? Who knows?
Sing it. Yes. Woo! Take your bow. Take your bow. Take your bow.
Thank you for listening.
Respect on the blessing. And I'll see you guys on the other side. All right.